Morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzeman, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred and more likely than not that you are the person who committed that crime. As you stand before me this morning, you are presumed to be innocent. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have the right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear, affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Very good. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Gabriel Colon Vargas. Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
11 de mayo del 78.
May 1178.
And sir, you're here on a order to transport. Apparently you've been set for a hearing on the 16th of August. Do you have a lawyer here in Hernando County?
Señor, aparentemente usted está aquí en una orden de transporte porque tiene una audiencia fijada para el 16 de agosto. ¿Usted tiene un abogado asignado ya?
Sí.
Yes.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Your lawyer will come see you before your hearing on the 16th now, right?
Su abogado entonces lo va a ir a ver antes de la audiencia del 16. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Francisco Rivero Ocasio. Good morning, sir. What is your date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
17 del 67.
17 of 67.
Is it January?
¿Es enero?
Ajá.
Yes.
¿Eso es sí?
Sí.
Yes.
So you have a charge this morning of possession of cocaine. There's probable cause for that charge.
Señor, usted enfrenta una acusación esta mañana de posesión de cocaína y hay motivo fundado para esa acusación.
As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Referente a ese cargo, ¿usted quiere representarse a usted mismo, contratar un abogado privado o que le asigne un defensor público?
No, que me asigne un defensor público.
No, to assign me a public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Mr. Lewis, what can you tell me?
2001 shoplifting, 2001 cocaine distribution and or possession and paraphernalia charge, 2002 battery, 2003 loitering and prowling. Appears to be an additional possession of cocaine charge. 2003 looks to be a paraphernalia charge. 2005 cocaine possession. 2005 probation violation. Nothing from 2005 to 2011, which, well, we know what that may mean. But in 2011 we have dealing in stolen property. 2011 burglary of structure. 2011 dealing in stolen property. 2014 traffic violation, 2014 probation violation, prison in 2014 in November, and 2015 in Sarasota grand theft auto, and that appears to be it there.
Sir, I have an address for you on Sheffield Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Señor, su dirección es en Shep.
Sí, sí,
Yes.
Do you have a job?
¿Trabaja?
sí, sí.
Yes, yes.
What do you do?
¿Qué hace?
Poner la asadura a los caballos.
Could I ask him again? ¿Ponerle qué, perdón?
Poner la dejadura a los caballos.
Oh, put the horseshoes on the horses.
Oh, all right. Very good. I'm going to set your bond, sir, at the $2,000. I'll have you back in court on September 5th.
Al señor se le está fijando la fianza en $2,000 y va a regresar aquí ante el tribunal el 5 de septiembre.
If you're able to bond out, make sure that you go and see the public defender.
Si puede salir bajo fianza, asegúrese de ir a encontrarse con él, reunirse con el defensor público.
Thank you.
Gracias.
What was that court date?
September 5. Elizabeth Austin. Morning, Miss Austin. What's your date of birth?
November 23rd, 1989.
The charge this morning, Mrs. Battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
The public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender, State.
No criminal record, Judge.
All right. And Elizabeth, I have an address for you on Greystone Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
2 months.
Do you have a job these days?
I just got laid off 2 weeks ago.
Okay. What were you doing?
Dispatching.
Okay. All right, Elizabeth, I'm going to set your bond at $100. Condition of the bond, however, is that you have no contact with Mr. Reichert. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact him through any other social media. You don't have a third person contact him. Don't go where he lives, don't go where he works, don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision that he's allowed to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. He may tell them he's not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who's handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped, and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if he wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. I'm going to have you back in court on September 6th. Very important that you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Dawn Hensley. Morning, Miss Hensley. What's your date of birth?
2789.
Miss Hensley, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Brigham. He found probable cause for 5 counts: grand theft, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving on a suspended license, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
2011, Pasco County, possession of controlled substance without prescription, possession of marijuana. Looks like potentially, it's hard to read here, but a sale of oxycodone. another possession without prescription, 2011 probation violation, 2015 traffic violation, 2011 grand theft, auto, and drug possession, 2015 traffic violation, 2015 traffic violation, traffic probation violation, and the latest was on January 21, 2016, failure to appear on a VOP in Willis in Citrus County.
And Ms. Hensley, I have an address for you on Hemley Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
About 2 weeks.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave your bonds for the warrant, which is $2,000 on the first two charges, which are felonies, and $1,000 on the three misdemeanors. The total is $7,000. I'll have you back in court on September 5th. If you bond out, you should go and see the PD right away. Otherwise, they'll come see you at the jail before your court date, okay?
Is there any way I can get a bond reduction?
Not this morning, Dawn. When you talk to your lawyer, if they think there's enough information to do a motion for bond reduction, they'll do that with you, but not this morning, all right?
Okay, thank you.
And Chasen White. Counsel, how you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. Nicholas Thorsten for Chase and White.
What are we doing with Mr. White today?
Well, Judge, he, I believe, was picked up for a failure to appear. I have, in fact, I can show the state. He was apparently in Pinellas County Jail between March 28th and April 20th of this year for a domestic battery.
Okay.
That has since been no info, Your Honor.
Okay. And that's super. What do we want to do about this charge that he has here? It's a disorderly conduct.
I believe that was a VOP, disorderly conduct.
Is that what it is?
As my understanding, he's
Okay.
previously pled to it, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, it is a VOP. And, okay.
Probation has been paid all funds, and court costs have been paid along with community service.
Yes.
Everything's done?
Yes.
So, and the new charge went away, so we can terminate him successfully and send him home?
Yep.
How about that? That works, right? That's a good day. You
That
get to go
works
home
as well.
after this. All right. So, Mr. White, we will successfully terminate your probation. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you're going to be released today, and you're off of probation, all right?
Judge, what is that?
No, Your Honor.
What's that case number?
16 MM2558.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I had here. Thank you.
Have a great day, Your Honor.
Tiffany Owens. Morning, Ms. Owens. What's your date of birth?
8/19/1980.
Tiffany, you have three charges this morning: possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Mr. Lewis, what can you tell me?
There doesn't seem to be a lot in order, Judge, on just the charge summary is inclusive of these charges, and the dates seem to match up. If there are out-of-state hits, I've got one second, Judge, to make sure I read this right. I've got a 2008 some type of theft out of the state of, looks to be Kansas. Another theft out of Kansas. (2013). Another theft out of Kansas. And if this is accurate, that appears to be it, Judge.
Okay. And Tiffany, I have an address for you on Antrim Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
2 days.
Say again?
2 days.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. I'll set your bond on the methamphetamine at $1,000, the marijuana and the paraphernalia at $500 each. Your total is $2,000. I will have you back in court on the 5th of September. If you get out, it's very important that you go see the public defender right away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Stephen Blankenship. Morning, Stephen. Date of birth?
8/17/87.
All right. Stephen, you're here because Judge Merritt signed an order revoking your bond in case number 17 CF 552. And it would appear you must already have a date, right?
It looks like it's already set on August 10th, Judge.
August 10th? Yep, that's what it says. All right, so you'll be on no bond, Stephen, until you get back in court on the 10th of August. Did you have a lawyer on this case?
Yes, sir. Where's Kurt Campbell? But I think it's Casey Kane now or something like that.
Okay. Well, they'll be out to see you, today's the 8th, right? So you'll be in court on Thursday, and I'm sure someone from the public defender's office is going to come see you before the 10th, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Austin Brady. Morning, Austin. What's your date of birth?
8/1/99.
All right. Hang on a sec. Okay. Austin, I have a number of warrants for you that were signed by Judge Merritt. The first one has 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance. The second one is 1 count of burglary of a conveyance. The third one is 1 count of armed burglary of a conveyance and 1 count of grand theft. The next is 1 count of burglary of a conveyance. The next is also a burglary of a conveyance. And then it looks like you've also been picked up on some juvenile charges. The charges that stem from when you were still a juvenile will be handled in the normal way that they would have otherwise. The charges where you were direct filed as an adult that Judge Merritt signed, there's probable cause for all of those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what you want to tell me.
2013 marijuana and paraphernalia. 2013 shoplifting out of Pinellas County. 2014 battery out of Pinellas County. 2014 failure to appear. 2014 battery out of Marion County. 2014 picked up on some sort of misdemeanor warrant in Jacksonville. 2015 failure to appear in Marion County. 2015 criminal mischief out of Marion County. 2015 burglary out of Fernando. 2015 petty theft, Fernando. 2016 burglary, grand theft in Fernando. And I got some July arrests, but they're probably these cases that have been locked up.
Right. Okay. And Austin, I have an address for you on Blair Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
I've been there for 11 months, but I just got out of foster care for 4 years. But before that, I was there for the rest of my life.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you graduate high school?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. On the first warrant, which is 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance, we'll set the bond on those at $2,000 each. Those and all of these adult charges will be coming back on September 5th. On the next warrant, which is 1 count of burglary of a conveyance, I'll set the bond at $2,000. also coming back September 5th. The next one, which is the armed burglary and a grand theft. On the armed burglary, I'll set the bond at $10,000, and on the grand theft at 2. What do you got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, about 22. So 10 and 2 on that one. Those are both coming back on the 5th as well.
And that would be a Judge Merritt docket, Judge?
That's correct. Then I have a warrant with one burglary of a conveyance. That'll be $2,000 coming back on the 5th. And then finally another burg conveyance, another $2,000 coming back on the 5th. Like I said, that takes care of your adult charges. There's still charges left over from your juvenile days. Those will be handled in the normal course that those are handled. I think DJJ has a hold on you right now. If you're able to post the bond and clear your DJJ issues, then you'd be out of custody. If you're still in custody before your court date, of course, the public defender will come and see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ryan Buchholz. Morning, Ryan. What's your date of birth?
3/28/81.
Ryan, the charge is driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD. State.
2000 marijuana possession, 2001 marijuana possession, 2001 resisting without, 2001 cocaine possession and marijuana possession and apparently paraphernalia. (2008) cocaine possession. Also in with that looks to be a fleeing to elude and a driving on a suspended license. 2009 probation violation, 2009 failure to appear, 2012 trespass, and another resisting without.
And Ryan, I have I have an address for you on 86th Street in Des Moines, Iowa. Is that where you live?
I actually live here in Florida now.
Okay. Where do you live in Florida?
Lake in the Woods, 5045 Boulevard.
All right. And how long have you been in Florida?
2 months.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Probably not after today.
Amen, brother. Set the bond to $500. We'll have you back in court. And put a date. What's the misdemeanor date? September 6th. When you get out, make sure you go see the public defender, all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Jonathan Doherty.
Yeah. How you doing?
Morning, Jonathan. What's your date of birth?
1782.
All right. Jonathan, this morning I've got burglary of a conveyance and a battery. There's probable cause for those two charges. As to the charges, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Private attorney, sir. And this incident happened.
If you continue to talk about the facts, you're going to have a problem. So don't talk about the facts, okay?
Yes, sir.
Found probable cause, which I told you earlier, doesn't mean you're guilty of a thing. As a matter of fact, I presume that you're innocent, but you don't want to talk to me about facts. You want to talk to your lawyer, all right?
Yeah, actually, I was a victim. I was
okay. I can't stop you from talking, but I can tell you it's a bad idea.
Okay.
Very good. So there's probable cause. State, what can you tell me?
We have 2001 marijuana possession, 2003 Tampa disorderly conduct, 2003 Hernando County DUI, 2015 Hernando County battery, 2015 Hernando County series of burglaries, assault, and stalking. It looks like some of that may have been dropped. It's unclear which ones. 2015 Hernando County trespassing. 2015 contempt of court violation of DV injunction. 2016, Hernando County kidnapping, false imprisonment. Appears to be a conviction on that. 2016 shoplifting. 2016 probation violation. 2017 trespass. And there you have it.
And Jonathan, where you been staying lately?
I was actually living at my friend's house for a couple of days.
Okay.
So I found an arrangement. I just got a job in Winn-Dixie in the haircut place. So
Okay.
I was just...
On these two charges, on the burglary, I'll set the bond at $5,000. On the battery at $2,000. That's a total of $7,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Miss Malloy. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm doing that.
All right, very good. I'll have you back in court on these charges on the 5th of September, all right? Thank you.
I only got 2 over there.
William Goff.
Let me finish this.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/28/68.
William, you're here on a charge of driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
2003 failure to sign summons. 2007 driving on a suspended license. 2007 Pasco County some sort of theft charge. Looks like grand theft. 2007 driving on a suspended license. 2007 criminal mischief. 2007 grand theft auto. 2007 petty theft. 2007 grand theft. 2010 grand theft and petty theft out of Daytona Beach. 2013 used to be a DUI charge. 2014 probation violation. And as far as in-state, that appears to be it.
And, sir, I have an address for you on Clear Creek Drive in Tampa. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
15 years.
All right. You got a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I install signs.
Okay. I'll set your bond at the $500. We'll have you back on the 30th of August. Make sure you see the PD when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Judge, this came in just as a misdemeanor DUI, correct?
Right.
Okay, and that's on August 30th?
Yep. David Gula? Morning, David. What's your date of birth?
2285.
Two charges today. I've got driving under the influence and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm going to PD, please.
I'll appoint the public defender, State.
2014 marijuana possession. Looks to be possession and cultivation. 2016 probation violation. Give me a second, Judge. That's all I've shown. This is pretty thick. Let me see if there's something else there. There's a whole bunch of alias hits that are coming up in this, but I couldn't with any accuracy tell the court that that's
Okay.
tied into the defendant at this point. I'll take a look at it though.
All right, David, I've got an address for you on Montano Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
It'll be 6 years now.
And you have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
Shipping, FedEx.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500 on each charge, so the total is $1,000. Have you back in court on the 30th of August. Very important that you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Lyons. start with your date of birth.
3/1/62.
All right. Robert charges driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
81, disorderly conduct. 83, criminal mischief. Both those are Pinellas Park. 86, probation violation. 86, DUI. 87, probation violation. 88, contempt of court. They're also referencing some sort of carry and concealed weapon charge there. That was 88, and we have nothing until 97, where there was domestic violence battery. 99, DUI, marijuana possession. Threat to public servant. 99, contempt, violation of DV injunction. 2004, failure to appear. 2004, violation of DV injunction. 2005, probation violation. 2007, violation of domestic violence injunction. 2007, aggravated battery on detained person. And that's it, Judge.
And, sir, I have an address for you on Ostrom Way in Weekiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long you been there?
12 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I'm disabled, Your Honor.
All right. Going to leave the bond at the $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 30th of August. When you get out, make sure you go see the public defender, all right?
I can't do any better than $1,000, Your Honor. I haven't driven in over 10
if you're
years.
convicted of this, it'll be a fourth DUI, so the answer is no.
I wasn't driving, sir, okay.
Well, I'm not even going to get into that, all right?
Good defense.
Thank you. Eric McEwiston.
Yes,
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
4979.
Two charges this morning: driving on a suspended license and providing a false name. There's probable cause for those two charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Other than this, no criminal record, Judge.
All right. And Eric, I've got an address for you on Antrim Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 3 months.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Tree trimming.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500 on each count. The total's $1,000. We'll have you back in court on the 6th of September. If you get out, you should go see the PD. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you at the jail, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Clarence Mobley.
What was the date on accused? Was it
Morning, Mr. Mobley. What's your date of birth?
6/26/80.
All right. Clarence, I got two charges today: driving on a suspended license. Looks like they charged it as a felony, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana. As to those charges, there's probable cause. You want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I would like to appoint the public defender, please, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what can you tell me?
2001, cocaine possession. Could be possession with intent within 1,000. Resisting without and driving on a suspended license. Forgery of a traffic citation. False name to law enforcement. Driving on a suspended license. 2001. Looks to be grand theft misdemeanor battery, robbery with a weapon. Apparently did it says here a 4-year prison spent on that. That was in 2000, went in September 2002. 2006, marijuana possession. 2006, failure to appear. 2007, driving on a suspended license. 2008, driving on a suspended license. 2008, fleeing to elude, driving on a suspended license, possession of marijuana. 2010, possession of marijuana. 2013, probation violation. 2016, resisting without and failure to appear. And 2016, possession of marijuana, misdemeanor.
And Clarence, I have an address for you on Mayview Circle in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long you been there?
All my life.
Okay. And you working these days?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are you doing?
I built a adjustable bed for the getting plats.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond on the driving at 2,000 and on the marijuana at 1,000. So your total is 3. We'll have you back in court on the 5th of September. Make sure you go see the public defender if you get out, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. John Moore. Wonder, Mr. Moore, what's your date of birth?
10/11/57.
First issue I have, Mr. Moore, is a warrant that was issued by Judge Ropey. Apparently you failed to appear in her court on a notice to appear for a violation of probation. And then we have a charge of introduction of contraband into a detention facility. There's probable cause for that. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll point the PD. State, what can you tell me?
1983, DUI, 1985, obtained a prescription by fraud, and apparently a robbery. 1985, burglary. 1985, burglary. 1985, petty theft. 1987, burglary, petty theft. Probation violations to follow that. And apparently on that violation went to prison. 1993, sale of marijuana. 1993, failure to appear. Also DUI. Probation violation on the DUI, subsequent failure to appear on an order to show cause. 96, looks like it may be a driving on a suspended license. 97, loitering and prowling. 98, battery and probation violation. 98, armed burglary. 99, DUI. 99, probation violation. 2000, DUI. Unless they're the same ones, Judge, I'm showing two separate DUIs. Yeah, they're two different counties. DUI in September of 2000, DUI in December of 2000. 2001, disorderly intox. 2002, loitering and prowling, possession of cannabis. 2005, grand theft. 2006, misdemeanor battery, domestic violence. 2006, worthless check. 2006, battery, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. 2006, possession of cocaine and possession of marijuana. 2007, probation violation. went into prison May of 2007, 2008, misdemeanor battery, disorderly conduct, 2009, DUI, I think that's a third, 2010 failure to appear, 2010 failure to appear, 2010 failure to appear, 2016 battery.
John, I have an address for you in Copperfield Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
Are you working these days?
No, sir. Disability.
All right. On the fail to appear for Judge Rupi, the bond is no bond. I can't change that. We'll send you back to see her on the 30th of August on that one. On the new felony charge, I'll set the bond at $2,500. That's coming back on the 5th of September. Public defender will come see you at the jail about both your cases before your court dates, okay?
Okay, thank you,
Gary Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
5/17/49.
Gary, you're here on a charge of apparently altering the sexual predator markings on your driver's license. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Private.
Very good. State, what can you tell me?
Notation based on his status that he is a high-risk offender. $1985 grand theft, 2000 solicitation and carry a concealed weapon, 2005 sexual battery, familial custodial control. Trying to see what the sentence was on that. There's a number of, I can't tell whether it's one count or numerous counts, but on that charge, went into prison in 2006. Apparently violated sex offender probation in 2017. That would be May of 2017. And there's also another violation of that probation in July, which is probably the one we're here on.
And Mr. Payne, I've got an address for you on Orlando Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
8 months.
All right. You working these days?
I'm a retired, disabled, honorable veteran.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at $10,000. Condition of the bond is that you'll be subject to GPS monitoring at your expense if you bond out. I'll have you back in court on the 5th of September. Make sure you tell your lawyer that date, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Regard. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
9/14/89, sir. 81.
Michael, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for 2 charges, defrauding a secondhand dealer and dealing in stolen property. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
2000, dealing in stolen property, 2003, driving on a suspended license, 2003, kidnapping, false imprisonment, ag assault. That was out of Nellis County. Conviction that looked to be a suspended sentence, 2008, dealing in stolen property, 2009 DUI, 2009 violation of probation, 2010 possession of controlled substance without permission, without prescription, 2010 violation of probation, 2010 another violation of probation, 2012 grand theft, dealing in stolen property, 2013 counterfeiting a public certificate, grand theft, forgery, falsification to pawnbroker, 2013 probation violation, 2014 probation violation, 2015 dealing in stolen property, went into prison April 2015, 2017 Clearwater petty theft, and that's it, Judge.
And Michael, I'll get an address for you on Hedgerow Lane in Tarpon Springs. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
10 months.
You got a job these days?
I did up until I got
Okay.
arrested.
All right. Leave the bonds for the warrant, which is $2,000 on the defrauding and $5,000 on the dealing. The total is $7,000. We'll have you back in court on the 5th of September. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD. Otherwise, they'll come see you at the jail. All right?
All right,
Thank you. Luis Rodriguez. Morning, Mr. Rodriguez. What's your date of birth?
2/17/84.
All right. Lewis, first thing I have is a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for 1 count of burglary of a conveyance. Then I have a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for 1 count of dealing in stolen property. Another warrant by Judge Toner, this time armed burglary of a conveyance. The next warrant is signed by Judge Toner, also for armed burglary of a conveyance. And the last one is signed by me. And I found probable cause for burglary of a conveyance. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel, or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I got a preload.
All right, very good. State what you tell me.
99 grand theft auto, burglary of conveyance. 99 aggravated battery, deadly weapon, and grand theft motor vehicle. 99 grand theft motor vehicle, fleeing to elude, possession of burglary tools. Aggravated fleeing to elude, we're still at 99. Grand theft motor vehicle, possession of burglary tools. Burglary of conveyance, grand theft, aggravated fleeing to elude. September of 99, grand theft. Vehicle theft, vehicle theft. Vehicle theft, burglary of a conveyance. 99, there was a sex offense arrest, but that appears to have been dropped. 99, vehicle theft, fleeing to elude, would be up to aggravated fleeing to elude. There was a number of further vehicle thefts, and then we have a robbery in 2004, but apparently the disposition was, there was, best I can see, a finding of incompetency. So there's more burglary of the conveyance and grand theft autos than I can count here.
Okay, that's good. Luis, I've got an address for you on Forge Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 5 years.
All right, you got a job these days?
No, I received disability.
Okay. On the first warrant, I'll leave the bond for the warrant, which is the $5,000. That charge and all of these charges are coming back on September 5th. The second one, the warrant is $5,000. I'll leave it at $5,000. On the 2 warrants that are armed burglary, I'll set those at $10,000 each. 10, 20, 30. And on the last one, the warrant has it at $2,000, so I'll leave that there. It looks like your total is $32,000. They're all coming back on the 5th of September.
Is that a Judge Toner date, Judge? I'm showing here it needs to go to the, there's a co-defendant, so it needs to go to the docket of Judge Toner.
What's the court date, sir?
We're changing it apparently. Hang on. They'll all come back August 28th.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jason Scott. Morning, Jason. Date of birth?
12/22/1982.
All right, Jason. Now we have the probable cause arrest for the violation of probation. There is probable cause. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. The bond, of course, is going to be no bond. We'll send this one back to court on the 5th of September, and the public defender will come see you at the jail, all right?
All right. Do I have a previous court date of the 28th, or is that on the 5th as well?
Hang on a second.
I'm showing that goes back to Judge Stone as well.
The 28th. Yeah, it'll be the 28th.
All right. So both court dates will be on the 28th.
That's correct.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. James Tate.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Tate. What's your date of birth?
9683.
Mr. Tate, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a charge of grand theft. Did you have a lawyer on that case, Mr. Tate?
No, sir.
Would you like the public defender, or are you going to hire your own lawyer?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. Judge Merritt set the bond at no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see him on the 5th of September. The PD will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.